Well, evening everybody, how you all doing? Dan here from the tool room. Hope you've all had a good day today. Now, I've spent a lot of my afternoon today reading my comments from my subscribers, and in my last video I did an update tour of my service bag. Okay, and one subscriber, I've been having a conversation with him this evening. He knows who he is and he's not expecting this video, but he commented that my bag was way too heavy and that he used to be a service engineer himself for security and everything like that. And he says, I've got way too much in that bag. I don't need it. And I'm just going to do my back in and it's silly. Well, I don't disagree with him. I'm not going to name him. He knows who he is. But I don't disagree with him. And the problem I've had is that I've got my big wheeled Klein bag, and I either make that ridiculously heavy and that I can't really fit stuff into and is completely disorganized, or I make my backpack ridiculously heavy to carry around for service. So this is my solution that I've been thinking of, okay? So I've had this little CK Magma bag. I've had this for a long time. And basically I've tried to whittle down it to a little grab bag. And keep in it what I need, and I'm going to try and justify everything that I've got in here, and hopefully my subscribers will agree that, especially the particular subscriber will agree that that it's justified, hopefully for service. Okay, so firstly, just to tell you, this little bag here, what is good about this is if it is raining, I can just pull a lid over it and keep it dry. I've tried to keep as little hand tools as I can on the outside that'll get wet, and nothing particularly valuable. Okay, so let's just start off. Under advice, I've put my little broken actually now, my little head torch in there, just to keep in there for me, just to put on my head if I need it, to light things up. On the side here, now I was thinking to myself, I really tried to think which bag I'd grab for certain things. Now I thought, now if I'm doing a zone plan for a fire alarm, I need to highlight certain things. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do a zone plan for a fire alarm, if I grab any bag at all, I'm going to grab this one, and because I might need to get into the fire panel to do the zone plan, so I'm going to grab this one. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to keep these little highlighter, this little 5-star highlighter pen in here. So I've just got it in there if I need to do my zone plans. In this pocket here, I've got my company stickers, so that's to put on batteries when I service them, to put on panels, to put our company logos and everything on them. Okay, so I'm going to keep them in here. On the side of my bag here, I've kept all my fire alarm keys. So I've got my panel keys and I've got my MCP keys, and also I've got my emergency light keys on there, which I need for servicing. So again, I need that for servicing. Now here, in this little bag here, this is my little CK Magma bag, I've put a selection of things in here that I think, well, I might well need that for servicing. So, you know, sometimes you come and like the panel's a bit loose on a wall or something like that. So I kept some screws and roll plugs in here. I've just dropped one. I've limited myself to 5 of each. And also, if it's in plasterboard, I've just put some plasterboard rolls and screws in here instead, as well. I've got a selection of fuses in here for intruder alarms and for fire alarms, everything like that. I was thinking of putting some resistors in here, but then I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to tell which resistors they are, so I'm probably better off keeping them in the bag. I've got a spare battery link lead there, just in case I need that. I keep some crimps in here, some battery ends and things like that. Just like little things, a couple of little chalk blocks, things like that. Link out leads. I've got quite a few of these in here. Just little link out leads. I nick them out of emergency lights if I ever need them. Just just for a bit of testing, if I get a fault on a panel or something, when I'm doing the service. So little things like that, they just save me walking all the way back to the van just for the sake of getting just popping a new roll plug or just popping a screw in or something like that. I just like to keep a few screws on me just in case. So that just sits in there. Hopefully I'm justified so far in needing these things for servicing, okay? I'm going to come back to that pocket in a bit, right? So what have I put in the bag? Okay, let's have a look then, okay? So let's start off these with then. 2 marker pens and a normal biro. Okay, so I've got these clicky marker pens. These are the Markall Dura Ink ones. I do use the Milwaukee Insol as well, and I got a little Wera biro. Now for that is filling in, that's for filling in panel stickers, these here, and this one here is for just filling in the logbooks, the biro. Okay, so they're all justified. Okay. If now sometimes when you're servicing something, you find someone's done a bit of an unneat job of things, so I've just kept a little, I've gone lightweight. I've tried to keep my little Knipex 125s in there. This is just for snipping some 8-core back if I need to, or anything like that, just to tidy up an end or something like that, so I keep that in there. If I need to do anything with fire panel, this pretty much does everything I need to do. If there's a dodgy cable on a fire panel which I need to strip back and cut, this Knipex installation pliers just does everything I needed to do. It's just great. So I find myself grabbing for this like for just about anything I need to do, and if I need to strip back some cable or anything, I can do everything I need to do with this. You know, sometimes you do get to a fire panel and someone's done something stupid or they've done something wrong and you need to adjust it. So it's good to have a cutters there. You know, you know, it's good to have a cutters there for that. And lastly, this I did decide I was going to put a set of combination pliers in it, because like sometimes when you want to do like the quiescent voltage and things, you've got to kind of like push your you've got to kind of push the probe on your multimeter into the sort of battery terminal to get it to stay in there, and then it opens it up a bit, and sometimes your battery terminals are a bit loose, so these are just great for just squashing the battery terminals down a little bit, just so you have a better link on it, and it sometimes stops the panel being in fault. Just simple things like that. So I've kept them in there, but I've just stuck to the 3. Okay, so that's pretty good for me. A knife, I decided to keep a knife in here because, I don't know, you just come across so many situations where it's useful to have a knife, isn't it? I mean, even if you're opening some packaging or something, it's just useful to have a Stanley knife, and I thought it was a shame that this has got a special place to keep a Stanley knife, and I didn't keep one in there, so I just thought, you know, I'll just stick a knife in there. Knives are often useful, aren't they? So just a simple Stanley knife. Crimpers. Now I do keep crimpers in here. Another thing on my little red pack I had there, my little red zipper pack, was crimps, you know, the battery terminal ends. Sometimes you have a dodgy one, sometimes you have one that isn't properly insulated. The loop ones as well, sometimes they're not very good. So it's useful just to, there's been quite a few occasions on a service where I found the ends aren't very good on the batteries or whatever, and I've cut them off and put a new one on, or perhaps even replace the whole lead from the panel. And it's useful to have a crimper so I can crimp the ends on there. It's just useful to have, and I don't have to go back to the van to get it. So I do keep my crimpers in here as well. They are quite weighty, crimpers are, but I thought they were useful to have. Screwdrivers. Okay, so I'm going to justify my screwdrivers now. Okay, so you've got to tighten up the panel sometimes. So a terminal, 3mm terminal. 3mm is my favourite size for a terminal. Okay, so I've got a terminal driver in there. Lots of panels are intrude panels and stuff. They've hardly ever got the right screws in them. Lots of them are either number 1 or number 2 Phillips. Okay, and also, you know, a lot of screws you come across are 1 or 2 Posi. Okay, and then I've just got just a slightly larger flathead, just in case I need that for anything, because it would be not, you know, in case I need to undo like a chock block or something, I've got a slightly larger flathead. I might change that for a 3.5 rather than a 4. I haven't decided yet. But I didn't want to put both in. I'm trying to be good. Okay, and then I've got a multi-driver, multi-bit screwdriver, so my ratcheting one. You know, which does undoes different bits of fire panels. Sometimes it does undoes the boxes on access control things, stuff like that. So this is the size, for example, that undoes CTEK panels, which is what we come across a lot. So it's just useful to have one of them in a multi-driver. And because I've got that multi-driver, what I just keep in here as well is in this pocket my little Tool Check Plus. The reason I keep my Tool Check Plus is it's got all my different bits in it. I don't want to start breaking this up because I'm going to lose it. But sometimes if you need to undo the screws on batteries, sometimes if you can't get a screwdriver in there because you don't want to touch anything and it looks a bit dodgy, you've got your 10mm and your 13mm here and things, and your little ratchet for undoing little things like that, which is quite useful. So it's going to be worn, as it's trying to break a bit now, as you can see, but yeah, but I do keep my little tool check plus in there, and this is just the perfect little pocket for it, isn't it? Just to sit in there, and it's just useful to have, and you can do most things with your ratchet driver and that. I keep a little torch, little Larry torch in it. Okay, that's useful. So if you're in a sort of darkish room and you've got the emergency lights going on standby while you're in the cupboard, yeah, you can use your head torch sometimes, or you can just stick that, just magnetically just stick that to the top of the panel and light the panel up you're working in. It's quite useful sometimes, especially if the emergency light dies straight away while you're in there. A little Knipex Cobra, a little tiny one. This weighs nothing, literally. It weighs a couple of ounces. This will undo to just the right size if you need to, if there's an MCP or anything like that, okay, and you need to sort it, you need to get it undone or something, sort the cables in it, because it's a bit broken. I'm not one of these people who thinks, well, I'm here for a service and, that's it. If it's something that isn't going to cost anything, it's something I can alter, I'll do it while I'm there, especially with a fire panel, okay? So if, something needs doing with a cable, or I need to take an MCP apart and I need for any reason to undo the little nut inside, the plastic nut, this will go to the ideal shape, and it's small as well, so it's not insulated, so I wouldn't want to shove it in a panel, but so that's quite good. And you know what, I may never use it, and if I don't use it, I'll chuck it out, but it's just, there's a couple of times I've come across things where I think, well, I need to use that, and it just weighs nothing, so just leave it in there, why not? I've got this distance measurer, because on quotes sometimes I have to, on servicing the ends in quotes, and I might need to order a MUP, be it a cherry picker or scissor lift, and I need to measure how high it is, so I can get the correct size MUP or cherry picker. So that is needed in my bag. I've gone back to one hand again now, haven't I? So that's needed, and I'll put it in after because I just can't get it in. And also, when I'm doing a fire panel, it's my little sound meter, just to make sure that the fire panel, when I set it off, is measuring the correct decibels. If it's like, sort of 60 decibels or something, it needs to be at least 70 odd decibels for a fire panel. That's if I'm keeping up with the regs here. It might have changed now, but this is just useful to keep there. So, you can show the customer, your fire panel is loud, or if you feel that it's not loud enough in some areas, you can actually sort of say, well, it's not loud enough, and then you can actually prove this to them. So you can actually say, look, I'm going to put a quote in, or do you want me to do this now while I'm on the job because it's too quiet, you need another sounder or something like that. So this is a useful tool. This is the Q-Tech version, and you just literally turn it on and it just picks up your voice now. See, fluctuates a little bit as I talk louder and quieter, but when I go louder, it gets louder, as you can see. So it's quite decent. You've got to wait for it to settle a bit, but it is good as a proving device. And lastly, if there's something loose on the board when I check it, because when I'm doing my checks on the panels, if there's something loose on the board, very often they have tiny little screws in them. So just keep this little Klein 4-in-1 little screwdriver in there, because that's my lightest one. It's my lightest screwdriver, so I just keep that in there as well. So I'm feeling like there's quite a lot in here actually now. And of course, I keep my multimeter in here, and I keep my battery tester in here, and that's it. Okay, so hopefully that is more justified, but it doesn't weigh too much. I feel now I've actually done the thing of it, I feel like I've got quite a lot in here now I've said that, because it's taken me a while to go through it. But I do feel like these are things I use, and these are things I may have to go back to the van for, even during a service, if you're doing a good service and a thorough service. If it's something that's going to cost money and needs to be quoted and I have to go back, fair enough. But if it's something I can just alter on the side, even if I have to charge the customer a little bit for it, just for time, then they're normally okay with that. So, I keep enough tools in here to be able to do most things on a service that might come across, and it saves me going back and forth to the van. Remember, if I'm working in a city centre, which I often have, I can't always park close to site. And, you know, when I'm parking the van outside the shop, the place I'm working at, I don't really care how heavy my bag is, because I just, you know, the other one I just slung it on my back and that was it. And I just did that. But these are what I'm going to keep in here. So hopefully my subscribers happy with this. This won't do my back in too much. And you know, I do listen to you guys. I do listen to you, and I appreciate your advice. You pointed out, you know, that I haven't been a service engineer that long, and he guessed sort of smack on actually how long I've been an engineer, and it's been about 4 years now. Before I did this, I worked in healthcare. Yeah, you know, I'm always wanting to learn new things, and, you know, I appreciate your advice, guys, and I will listen to you. And, you know, I don't want a bad back after years. And I was thinking, you know what, he is right. So what I've done with my backpack now, I've put all, you know, I've got a lot of hand tools. So I've put all my other hand tools in the backpack. Okay, so if I'm doing an install job, so it's not too heavy to carry, so I can put it on my back, but it's not on my back all the time. And then I've whittled down my my drill bag as well, and I just keep my drills in the other bag. My SDS I'm going to keep in the van, because I don't necessarily need to carry that around all the time. You know, and, you know, my other drill's pretty powerful, my Makita combi drill, so it will do most things. So then if I do need to snip to the van to get an SDS, I'll just run and get this. And, you know, I can just put it on top one thing. But this is my little grab bag then for anything. And hopefully there's enough in here as well. If a customer says, oh, can you just sort that for me, you know, while you're here? You know, I don't have to go all the way back to the van. I go, yeah, I should have enough in my bag to do that. So enough tools. You know, because I get a needle nose out of this as well, pretty much. So this is a few tools in one. So let me know what you think. Have I done a good job? I really like your advice, and thank you for it. It is helpful. I hate paying so much for my Klein bag and not using it all the time, but never mind. It's one of them, innit? But yeah, this is my little grab bag now, and hopefully I've justified everything that's in it, and you agree. But, you know, give me your comments, give me your suggestions, tell me why I don't need something, or suggest something better to me. I mean, I don't even need to carry a tape measure around for me for the most part. So yeah, so I'll do now an updated version again then of my other two bags, but I'll do them on a different night. But this is my grab and go bag, and this is purely, yeah, this wasn't a video I was planning to do at all. This is purely from a conversation with you guys. It was a conversation with my subscriber that I've had tonight, and I thought, you know what, he's right, I'm going to try this out. I do try and listen to you. He is a more experienced engineer than me. He's given me advice, and I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm going to try that. So this is my new little grab bag. It's a CK Magma small tool tote. I don't know the exact name of it. It's a very decent little bag. I've had it for a long time now, and I had this given to me, and an engineer had it before me for a long time, and it's just held up. I did vandalise it, unfortunately. It did have a little tape holder on there, but I cut it off because I wanted it to put on my other bag. So you'll be able to see that hanging on the big Klein bag. But that doesn't matter. That's okay. We can live with that. So yeah, that's what I've done. Hopefully you all like it, and we will. I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Please like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who signed up so far. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you for all your comments. I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying it, guys. It's really great stuff. And yeah, hit the bell icon to get the latest videos before anyone else. And thanks, guys. I will catch you on the next video. Have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Night.